Okay, lesson 2, part 1. This video is, or this lesson 2 will be a 3-part series that you're going to be watching regarding this edible blossoms. It's getting to know the actual InDesign program. So if you haven't done so already, you need to go open this. So find your lesson 2 folder, and then what you'll need to do is get this one pulled up. It might ask you to update links. You're going to say don't update links when that actually happens, but you need to get the lesson 2 start pulled up. If you download the lesson 2 end, you'll realize it doesn't look like ours. We want it to be the lesson 2 start. Okay. So to get this going, I'm going to move this links thing, and I'm actually going to get rid of it. We don't need it at all in this lesson, so if it does pull up, get rid of it, okay? So I need to go to Window and Workspace and Essentials. Make sure that it's checked, okay? And then you may also need to go to Window, Workspace, and reset those essentials, okay? Which just puts everything back to where it was like in the beginning, so just make sure that's done, okay? Now, it says press and hold down, so we're going to look at some guides. The guides are what show us where things are printed, right, on our screen. So we're going to go down here to the bottom of our tools thing, and we need to make sure this says normal from this menu. This is a different screen layout, okay? When this is on here, you see this dark gray area, which is called your pasteboard. So the nice thing about InDesign, I'm going to zoom out here really quick. The nice thing about InDesign is you have an option to move things off of your page to be able to work. Like if you were in Google Docs, you have to work within that actual page. You can't move things like off of it. Like say I wanted to move this picture out here for a little bit or this word out here for a little bit. I wouldn't be able to do that. But in InDesign, I can. I have this entire pasteboard, which is like your editable area. It's not stuff that's going to print, but it's there. Okay? So it's really handy. Okay, so now we are going to display, right now we have some of these little blue lines, which is fine. That's what we want. So we're gonna go up here to View, and then we're gonna go to Grids and Guides. Grids and Guides. And when this happens right here, we want to say Show the Guides. So what this does is shows the edge of the paper. So not necessarily, I guess, the edge like if you're looking at a paper, but how far your printer can print out to. So not all printers can print to this far edge, like the edge of the paper. They can only print to this like marginal line. So we have that there. And then the blue lines are our gutter. The gutter is the area of a page, like if we folded it in half, that wouldn't print. It's also like the center, and then this is also the center line. So it's kind of handy to have on there, okay? The next thing we actually want to do is to show our hidden characters. So we're going to go from the View Options menu, okay? So if we go up here to View, and then I had to find this yesterday too, actually, to be honest. So, extras, grids and guides. I know I had to find this yesterday. Oh, it's under type. There we go. It's under type. And we're going to go to show hidden characters. So these little hidden characters are really, I mean, sometimes they're handy, but sometimes they're not. We'll explain later when we get to the paragraph styles and the character styles. But like a backwards P means that there's a paragraph. It's not a character, it's a paragraph. So it means you've actually hit the enter button on your keyboard to give us a paragraph. Okay. We'll talk more about that later, but we're not really too concerned about it right now. It's just non-printing. So anything that's like light blue like that is not going to print when we actually do this. Okay. Okay, now we're going to go into adding text. Okay. So when you are ready, we can add text simply into text frames. So we're going to select the type tool up here, okay? And click immediately behind the word cafe, okay? I'm going to zoom in here. So I'm going to go Control Plus to kind of zoom me in a little bit. These little blue spots, again, they're not going to be printed. They're hidden characters, but that means there's a space there. It is handy because then you know if somebody double spaced in between something or maybe they missed a space entirely. We could see that by whether or not there's a blue little thing there, okay? So once we have that, we're going to backspace. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to backspace. I'm going to type bistro, okay? So we're just editing some text, pretty simple. And then it says, with this still here, so with your cursor still flashing, we are going to click 3 times. So 1, 2, 3. which selects the whole thing there, okay? We're going to go over here to this side. This is where your styles are, and in the next video we'll talk about styles a little bit more. We're going to change this to bold, okay? That's what they're asking for, and then we're just going to save our work. So Control S to save where we are at right at that moment, okay? The next thing we're going to do is some importing and flowing text. So I'm going to zoom out here a little bit, so Control minus to zoom out if that's what you want to do, okay? And then I just need to be able to see these two boxes right here, okay? So with the selection tool now, we're going to go up to selection tool. We're going to go to File and Place. Make sure you're on the selection tool, File, Place, okay? When we're here, it should automatically open up our Lesson 2 folder, and we want the Bistro one. If it doesn't, you just need to find it and go to Bistro, okay? Once you find that Bistro, we're going to hit Open. Oh, crap, I was in the wrong thing. So Control Z, okay? If it fully loaded up there, just hit Control Z. It'll come now to this, and this is what we want. We want our placeholder to be loaded. So what this is it means it's a loaded text icon. Okay? You'll add this text to the frame in the lower left quadrant of the postcard. So what we're going to do is we're going to position the loaded text item in this text frame. So this one right here, and then we are going to click. Okay? Now, you'll realize an output on the text frame, which is this red plus sign. It means there's overset text, which means there's just too much. It doesn't fit in this area, which is fine. We are going to fix it later, okay? So what we need to do is using the selection tool, okay? We are going to select this plus sign right here, okay? So using the selection tool, okay, we're going to make sure, do I have that? There we go. Okay, so I'm going to click that, which is going to load my cursor again. Okay, and then I'm going to click on this guy right here in the next frame and click. Okay, so now I have loaded text in both of these. So if you realize it says such as orange ginger seared scallops, it's a continuous paragraph, but eventually we're going to edit it, okay? We're not going to worry about it too much today because on your next video, or I guess I shouldn't say it, in this part 1, we're not going to worry about it right now. We are just getting this part in, and then on your next video, we're going to work with styles and actually make it all fit into here, okay? So I'm going to hit Control S on this. So today's video, or part 1, is pretty simple, pretty short and sweet. It is just getting this open, editing out this bistro, changing it to bold, and then bringing in this text. When you finish with this, you can move on to part 2.